Hello, in this short but important video, I will show you 3 safe ways to charge the battery in your car. I will tell you about a huge mistake that we have been repeating for years, which can result in damage to the car's electronics or even a fire. If you want to take care of the longevity of your battery, watch this video until the end, because this material will help your battery avoid sulfation. And the reason why our cars die due to lack of power is very non-obvious, and I can bet you will be surprised. Instead of talking any further, I'm getting straight to work. Regardless of whether you have an expensive battery charger, a basic one, or no charger at all, and want to charge the car by connecting it to another vehicle, never connect the cables directly to the battery if your car has a dedicated charging terminal, such as the one you see on the screen now. In cars that have this option, connecting this way protects the electronics that are sensitive to voltage spikes and does not bypass the IBS sensor, which makes the charging process always fully safe for the vehicle. You may be wondering what could go wrong. Look at these voltage spikes. They are extremely dangerous, especially for modern electronics, and they can occur, for example, due to a loose charger clamp. It is always better to prevent than to repair. So now I will show you the only 3 correct methods, but before I show you that, there are 2 more important pieces of information. When do you actually need to recharge the battery? In the table on the screen, you can see the approximate state of charge of the battery depending on the voltage shown during measurement. If the measured value is below 12.2 volts, it means the time is slowly approaching when the car may have trouble starting, especially in winter or when you only drive short distances. A fully charged and healthy battery, after a full charge and after 24 hours have passed, should still show 12.8 or 12.7 volts. If after a full charge and waiting one day you see a lower value, it means the battery is already partially worn and sulfated. Fortunately, charging can in some cases save its life, but only if you use a charger with a microprocessor, because such a charger charges slowly and with low current. This helps avoid overheating and allows chemical processes to partially remove the sulfur layer that interferes with maintaining proper capacity. We move on to method number 1, which is the most classic and well-known one. It involves connecting the charger directly to the battery, but only after disconnecting the terminals that connect the battery to the car, precisely to limit the consequences of voltage spikes, charger damage, and similar situations. So, what do I do now? First, I loosen the negative terminal and move it aside so that it does not touch the battery terminal. Then I do exactly the same with the positive terminal. Next, I connect the charger first to the positive terminal, and then I connect the negative terminal. At this point, the current voltage is displayed on the charger screen, which in this case is 12 volts, and that is a poor result. This battery is almost completely discharged, and it is high time to try to save it. Finally, I plug the charger into the power outlet and set the charging mode, after which the device starts a many-hour regulated charging process, which depending on the battery capacity can last even several hours. Before your battery finishes charging, I would appreciate a like and a comment under this video. It really helps with creating this kind of content. Thank you. After the battery is fully charged, I first disconnect the charger from the power supply. Then I remove the negative terminal and move it aside, and only after that do I remove the positive terminal. Finally, I reinstall the battery terminals in the correct order. First the positive, gently sliding it onto its position, and then the negative, keeping in mind that a small spark may occur. Only this sequence guarantees proper current flow and prevents a short circuit. At the same time, from time to time, it is worth cleaning all connections with a wire brush to ensure proper current flow and the lowest possible resistance. If you do not have a special round brush, a regular wire brush will also work. It really makes a big difference and actually speeds up charging significantly. Now I will show you the second method, which involves connecting the charger through the dedicated charging terminal, which is very often located at the front of the car. In this case, we first connect the charger to the positive terminal, and once I am sure the clamp is holding firmly, I attach the negative clamp, which in this case is the grounding point. Finally, we connect the charger to the power supply and start the appropriate charging program. The sequence is exactly the same as in the previous example, except that nothing needs to be disconnected. When the battery is fully charged, I first disconnect the charger from the power outlet, then disconnect the negative terminal, and in the second step, the red positive clamp. Here as well, from time to time it is worth brushing the contact surfaces, because this significantly improves charging. The last method involves connecting a second car, and it is done as follows. First, we position the cars close enough so that the cables can reach both batteries or the charging point. Both cars should be turned off. First, we connect the positive cable to the working car, then the positive cable to the battery that needs charging. Next, we connect the negative cable to the working battery, and the other end, and this is where most people make a mistake, should not be connected to the negative terminal, but grounded to a metal component. This is because sometimes hydrogen can be released from a discharged battery, which can ignite if a spark occurs during connection, and that is something we want to avoid. Additionally, connecting the clamp to a component such as the engine block reduces voltage drops on the ground cables, which improves starter performance, and this method is recommended especially in very difficult cases. After connecting everything, I start the working car, wait a few minutes, and then start the car with the discharged battery. Then the cables are disconnected in the reverse order to how they were connected, meaning first the ground connection on the discharged car, then the other end of the cable is disconnected from the working car, then the positive on the discharged car, and finally the positive on the working car. And that is basically everything on this topic. If you liked this video, check out my next material about a complete glow plug system regeneration, which gives every car a second life. Take care.